Hi guys, it's me again. So I've been getting this question a lot, so I thought I'd make a little video. How do you respond when a buyer says, "What should I offer?" It's a tricky one because you don't want to give them a number necessarily, because if they end up getting outbid, they're going to blame you. And if they end up getting the house and then 6 months later, they're like, "Oh crap, I overpaid," they're going to blame you. So how do you respond to that while being helpful and being their consultant without owning the number that they're going to offer? Because at the end of the day, it's their money, it's their house, it's their decision. So our job as agents is to guide them to make an informed decision based on what's right for them and what the market is telling us. All right, so here's what you do. The first step is to do your research. Go do a quick CMA, pop into MLS, see what's sold that's nearby, see what's sold recently, see what's under contract, and see what's active. Look at all of those different factors. And then you'll have an idea of a range of what I'm going to say fair market value is, keeping in mind that in some markets, it's still insanely crazy. And so fair market value might not be necessarily relevant, but at least it gives you a starting point. So start with that. That's data that you can share with your buyers. You can say, okay, the average sold in this neighborhood for the past 3 months is $500,000. That's data. That's not you giving an opinion. So that's a good place to start. Now, you can also look at the actives and say, okay, there are no other houses on the market besides this one in this price range in this town, meaning it will probably go over asking. Or there are 20 houses that are very similar to this, all in this price range. So you have a little bit more power as the buyer. The actives are important as well. And so then you do your research. So then you call the listing agent. And hopefully you've been building good rapport with the listing agent this whole time throughout the showings, at the open house, whatever. Call them and ask, do you have any offers in hand? How many offers? Are you able to tell me anything about the offers? They don't have to, they probably won't, but you are well within your rights to ask. Be friendly, make sure they, feel like you want to cooperate with them and it's not a battle, me against you. It's no, let's see how we can make this work for your seller and my buyer. So come at it from a spirit of cooperation. Find out everything you can, then relay that information to the buyers. I spoke with the listing agent. They told me that they have 3 offers in hand and 2 more are coming, but they don't have them yet. They said they're all above asking. So now we know where we need to be if you want to win this bidding war. Okay. Now, if you're showing them a property and it's at the top of their budget and the listing price is at the tip top of their budget and they can't go over, I wouldn't probably do that in the first place. But at that point, it's not worth making an offer because it's going to go way over. And so you can tell them that. So give them the information and then ask them, what would you like to offer? Now, the things that come into play, how long are they going to be in the property? What's their goal for the property? Is this their forever home for the next 30 years? Then it might be worth it to them to pay a little bit more than asking, than market value, than whatever. Because this is the house. If they're only going to be there for 2 years and they're asking you, am I going to get my money back when I sell? The answer is always, I don't know. It's risky because within that shorter window, the market can ebb and flow. The market does ebb and flow. We know this. We know over a 30-year time frame, it's going to go up. So you can pretty confidently speak to that. If you hang on to this thing for a couple decades, you're going to be fine and you'll make money on it. But a couple of years, it could be in a downturn. We don't know. So you don't want to promise them anything. You want to manage their expectations. And again, you want to guide them to tell you the price they want to offer. So conversation sounds a little bit like this. If they want to offer 500, you ask, okay, great. Let's pretend, what if somebody else comes in and they offer 505 or 501? and they win the house and you lose the house. How would you feel? Would you be okay with that? And if they say, yep, that's fine. That's fine. 500 is our max. We are not spending a penny more. Okay, then you've done your job to set their expectation that that's a possibility. So they can't get mad if that happens. But it also gets them thinking, okay, how much really is my ceiling for this property? If somebody comes in at 501, sure, I'd pay 502 or 505 or 510. Keep asking the question and playing this game of going back and forth with the numbers to get them to their ultimate ceiling. And then, of course, double check with the lender, the pre-approval, make sure that that ceiling is realistic and they can get their mortgage for that price. Another thing you can use, another tool in the toolbox, is an escalation clause. And I might do a separate video on that, but essentially that is, we will offer X amount, 1,000, 5,000, whatever, over and above the next highest offer with proof of that offer, not to exceed 520. So if you're using an escalation clause, make sure that you put a ceiling on it. Some people don't do that, and then their buyers get in trouble, and they're in trouble. So put a ceiling on it, but you can use an escalation clause to make sure that they don't have to go 100 grand over asking if the next highest offer is only 5,000 over, All right, so those are my tips. Guide the buyer to come up with the price they want to offer. Make sure they understand the consequences. Maybe they'll lose it. Maybe they'll win it. If you offer this price, you increase your chances of winning the bidding war. All right. So if you're watching this and you're in a balanced market or a buyer's market, the conversation will look very different. It's going to look like, what's the lowest we think they'll take? Property's been sitting on the market for a month and there's no other offers. Yeah, you can definitely come in under asking, and then you negotiate and you'll probably end up somewhere in the middle. All right, so when a buyer asks, what should I offer? Those are the steps. That's what you say. Guide them, consult them, advise them, but try to avoid saying you should offer this number until it really comes down to it. If they're really pushing you, you might have to say, okay, if it were me, I would offer this. I think that'll get it done, but I can't guarantee it. We don't know. All right. That's all I got for you guys. Don't forget to check out the accountability group. We've been having a lot of success with that. People are making their contacts and getting appointments, and it is working. So for $100 a month, like, why not? So that is all on the website, moveoverextroverts.com, and I will see you guys later.